What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is the day we are looking at 6-star silver Undertaker with his taker plate. Let's see whether or not I made a huge mistake taking him 6-star silver, or if we somehow found something that's actually worth a damn at 6-star silver that wasn't previously worth anything. We're going with our handy dandy double fury full player metal set here, leading us to 315% on our greens after the trap gems trigger. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go through a few different variations of this. I want to see which one's going to hit the strongest. I do not care if it is a minute amount of damage or if it's a substantial amount of damage. Does not matter to me. I want to know if he's worth it or not. As a 6-star bronze sweeper, as a 6-star silver killer. I don't care which one. We have our new way of doing feuding and everything else like that. So ultimately, when it comes up, green gems do more damage or whatever, I want to be able to throw him in here. I want to be able to utilize him in every way, shape, and form. She is only 20%. She is 30%. We're going through the trainers right now just to double check everything to make sure that we haven't missed someone that's of higher value. Percentages at 6-star silver are far more superior than the flat gem damage. I don't know why I am wearing my headset right now. I don't need it for this game. So as of right now, it looks like Becky or Hall of Fame China is going to be our greens. We do have our flat gem damage on Showboat Luger. So let's go with Becky. Let's add an extra 10%. So if we're looking at 30% here on board, that should be 30% of 17,520. So we're looking at a substantial amount, probably around, I don't know, 1,003, an extra 3,000 roughly, 5,000. I don't know. I don't do math. Tell me in the comments what the extra is off 30% of that. Let's go in against our Eddie here because class advantage is a thing. And I do utilize that quite a bit in feuds. So I want to see what we can and cannot do in regards to our taker. Like I said, we are going to be switching out some trainers here or there. The next trainers are going to kind of surprise you just a little bit, maybe, but we'll see. Let's give us something good. Let's see what this beauty can do for us. Looks like we had quite a substantial cascade. You know what? 8.3 is respectable. Given the fact that he was only hitting for 3 million at 6-star bronze, I am not upset about that. I'm truly not that upset about it. So now the question comes into play. What's going to happen if we take away the flat gem and put in better? So we have 12K there. Now, I do want to point this out. I just realized this a little bit ago. Flat gem on somebody who's not, or that's not their primary color, is probably going to be the best bet. Let's just be honest with ourselves right there. So one thing I am going to do on this run is I'm going to keep Luger here and I'm going to keep Becky here. But I want to switch out Booker for a generator. And I am thinking of Miss Dakota Kai right here because of the 50% on those trap gems and stuff like that. Let's see if we can, I want to see if we can crack 10. If we can crack 10 million damage off of our taker, that means we have a 6-star bronze sweeper. And I am okay with a sweeper. It is okay having, multiple 6-star silvers that are sweepers. It's really not that big of an issue. Let's see what our damage looks like. Here it is 91,000. Here it is 100,000. So see, substantial. There is some progress there. Now, what do we want to do? We're just going to hit this, I guess. We're going to cover up some of these traps. All right. Not exactly the worst case scenario, but not the best case either. There we go. Get some of that in there. Get some, get some, get some. That was a halfway decent cascade. Okay, so we lost about 2 mil. We did. That's not exactly amazing. But I did just realize he's 6-star silver. I wonder if there's a different way that we can run this I'm curious. The curiosity once indeed killed the cat, but today it may kill me, as I am going to be far more curious about this than anything else. Let's try swiping. Because there's a portion of me that truly believes I don't need to do that. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I don't need to have that refill. Okay, so you're all going to see this kind of unfold today on this video. And this video might be a little longer than what you're used to, but we're here to break Zombie Taker. We are here to ensure that what we have set up is what is going to be the most beneficial. Now, come Showdown, it is going to be a little different. I did want to point that out. The moments for Showdown, it is going to be substantially different. There's going to be 3 more trap gems. So ultimately having Coda on there is a good idea. That means actually just swiping. You know, swipe or no swiping. But I don't know, there's a part of me that thinks that maybe there's something different that we can run here. Choose 5 purple gems to destroy on blue. 10 random yellow gems in a color turn. 6 random black. Huh. Curiouser and curiouser. And I realize the zombie attack does absolutely nothing for us. It does fuck all. I'm just trying to decide whether or not we can put in something different, run different trainers, and get things to go off turn 1, where we don't need this screaming clothesline per se. Maybe I'm thinking a little too much into this. Maybe I am just a little bit crazy for thinking some of these go this route, but sadly, I'm looking at this more and more and more, and the only real thing I can think of is maybe the multiplied gems being out there is going to be something. Because it is 7 for Old School of the Dead. Bite technically could do it, but having it at 8 is really kind of a pain in the donk-a-donk. It's only a choose 7, so it really would ultimately only be maybe 3 or 4 of these multiply gems left over. And are we really looking at the reality that is the times 2 on strength? Is that really beneficial? Because ultimately it's just flat gem damage. Let's try it again. Let's see. Maybe this is the actual setup. Maybe there's just multiple variations that we can attempt and try. Because see, like right now, I want to take away Becky here. I want to take away Becky, and I want to put in Steamboat. And the reason I want to put in Steamboat is because of the fact he's going to generate 1 more, but that's 100% total. Between Dakota Kai and Steamboat, that's an extra 100%. So I'm hoping maybe that extra 17, maybe the extra 17K is a little bit better than Booker. Maybe. Now the plate or the blast gem plate on there, probably not the most beneficial. I'm sure there's something better out there somewhere in the wind, you know, just whispering for everybody to enjoy it. But I am rather enjoying the fact that blast gems do generate from this, that there is a possibility to actually do some real work. So we're just going to swipe, see what happens, get these cascades rolling. Maybe something positive comes from this. We're still sitting at 6 mil, and a skip turn didn't really matter. We're recharging regardless. So now that's starting to make me wonder. Let's tinker, because there is a portion of me right now that thinks maybe board dependency is kind of going to play a role. I mean, we are making 20 trap gems on a 48, 49 gem board. So if we went with the destroyed blue, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them that aren't covered right now. We're looking at a substantial amount that don't really have a whole lot given to it. We can go here, break those, see what that comes there. My mini cascade turns into a huge cascade. Hit all the way around. We got to 8.4, so that is solid. Solid, solid, solid. Okay, so 8.4 is kind of the max right now, regardless of who we have thrown on there. Now, I'm wondering, maybe I'm just trying to beat a dead horse to the ground. Maybe I am trying so hard to make this work that I'm missing the most obvious thing we could do. Now, the reason I'm kind of throwing in the diving clothesline here is because it does hit our primary color. That is the main influence for the reason of why I am doing what I am doing. Now, that all being said, I'm thinking, I'm thinking if maybe we have Steamboat on here for the 50%, we negate 1, we go down to 19 here. No, technically we'll go down to 18. We'll go to 18. Maybe 18 on the board is a sweet spot number. Maybe we switch out Coda for Flat Gem. Okay. So we have those set up like that. This should allow us to go Old School of the Dead into the final ride, giving us the diving clothesline as a backup for turn 2. Now, in all seriousness, moving forward, I actually do see Taker being pretty freaking fantastic for Showdown. The main reason for that, 1, I have a skip turn belt on him. That does help substantially. Number 2, he gets all the moment bonuses from Showdown, so maybe that's where he's going to shine the most. And maybe, just maybe, him in feuds isn't exactly the route to go. Maybe it is just focusing his moment down. Because if we're all honest with each other, you know, Showdown is negative MP on everybody. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's looking like we are going to have to just swipe and pray, because this is what Showdown's going to look like. Swipe and pray. It looks like we did fill up quite a bit with all of that explosion going on. 8.2 again, hitting back-to-back 8s. That's nice. And he's down for the count because it's LWO Eddie, and LWO Eddie can't kick out a jack squat. But if we're looking at a Showdown perspective, we're looking at anywhere between 22 mil and 40 mil when it comes to health. So ideally, 8 million doesn't sit right with 40 mil. So you wouldn't want to go, you might, no, kind of, maybe. What more does this moment do? Generate all colors, move charge. Okay, so that does help. That helps there. Blast gems, doing an extra 40%, so that helps, even though since we're generating from the plate, so there's that bonus there. And all color finishers. Let's see, what does your finisher do? I believe it is not the greatest thing in the world. Destroy 6 random black gems and pin the opponent. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go down this route. Because I believe in a thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. Maybe this is where it could shine. No. Maybe I'm just relying too much on this moment being something of value. An extra 40%, so we're looking at roughly an additional 40K. It's 150,000. It's really not that great. We're just going to avoid that. We're going to go back to here. We're going to use this as our backup right here. We are solely focused on this. We feel like there's not enough good breaks. We can go to the final ride. The final ride will feed into the diving clothesline, hopefully triggering the Old School of the Dead, and we can go from there. We're going 1 into 1 into 1. We're trying so hard to make this work. And don't get me wrong, I am not upset with 8 million. I'm really not. I really expected less from him, to be quite frank. I did not expect him to move mountains. And sure as shit, he is not moving that many mountains. But damn, does he look good trying. We failed that one. No, we did not. That's where this is coming into play. 6 random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, that's not. That's not going to end well. Risk it for the biscuit or just swipe? Swipe or no swiping? We're just going to go with the swipe. That makes the most sense. There is not enough traps on the greens to justify, or on the blues to justify that. Yeah, now we're looking a little bit deeper into the well here. So there is a chance to misfire. It is LWO Eddie, so I don't expect him to kick out too often. But since he kicked out, that shows exactly what's going to happen with anybody else. So let's see. What do all of these land on? If we can have them land on a majority of the blue, maybe. Let's try it. Screw it. We're here to try things. We're here to chew bubblegum and kick some ass, and we're all out of bubblegum. You know, that actually worked out very, very well. Let's see here. Yeah, that actually worked out well. So if we can get it to actually hit, solid biscuits. You know, that's 14 mil off there. That's 6-star bronzes wiped out. Generally, that's going to be a turn 3, potentially. Turn 3 in Showdown, which isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. We're looking at, you know, all the zombies and whatnot. If you don't have Zombie Cody, you don't have Zombie Gunther, and you don't have any of the other top zombies, you're pretty much looking at a solid case for Undertaker. Is he as good as Loomis with the Undertaker plate? No, not so much. But, you know, he is an old card. You can't expect an old dog to learn new tricks when they don't upgrade the dude or the old dog, you know? So can we really be upset with the fact that he's only hitting for 6 to 8 with silver? Not really. Do we wish it was more? Obviously. And maybe it could be more with the fact that, you know, I don't have all of his stars filled. So maybe that's one of the reasons too. Just maybe. Here's where the downside came in. We did not recycle for shit. So there's that, you know. Really wish it had done a lot better there. Well, we floundered just a little bit, so there is a possibility of floundering. So that's good to know. I think everyone deserves to know whether or not he'll flounder. And right now we're seeing exactly that. We're seeing a flounder moment. So, but again, we are facing LWO Eddie, so maybe, you know, maybe hope springs eternal, and we can make it out of this in one piece without going for 30 rounds. And it does look like hope springs eternal. It looks like we are going to get in our other shot, so that is lovely. We don't have to deal with submission, so fantastic. We do have 6 blues on the board, so hopefully we get some traps on the blues. We only got 1 trap on the blues, so we're lucky there. Yay. Slam him into the ground. There goes our poppity pop, poppity pop, poppity 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 pop. Fantastic. He ain't getting up from that. So there is a flounder moment. Flounder moments do happen. We've seen that with KO. We've seen that with, you know, Memrock, you know, stuff like that. Floundering does happen, and that's okay. So that's going to be the end of this video, because honestly, I cannot think of any other way I would run him. To be honest, I'm really kind of wanting to... The diving clothesline was great and all, but I think I want to go back to doing this. I think I want to go back to the screaming clothesline. It's got a low enough charge. It does charge up our old School of the Dead. Final Ride's kind of just there to recycle, if we truly feel it needs to be recycled. I'm not seeing... The only other thing I can see is the bite. Let's give the bite a shot. Yeah, let's give the bite a shot, because I believe, in all seriousness, now this I could be stupid for thinking this, but it's just the way my brain works. The Blue Bomber is pretty solid, gives us the what you want. Gives us the blast gems. It's 40%, so that's nice. But I actually am thinking of throwing the Honky Tonk Blues on him. Break 3 or more green, get 3 blue move points. I think that'll do justice. I think that'll help recharge this. So I think it'll help. And the fact that the blues are going for purple, there is a recyclability there. There's a chance to trigger everything. Another thing you could do is you could do a bad attitude plate if we truly felt necessary. But the more and more I am looking at this, the more and more I am feeling like swiping is probably the best course of action across the board. Hit the traps, swipe, let the cascade fall. Hitting everything on the way down. Maybe we'll hit some blues. Like, oh, 9.7. 9.7. We hit almost 10. Almost 10. We almost hit 10. It is possible. Maybe that is the answer. Swipe or no swiping. Oh. Oh, for Showdown, you are going to be a monster if we can do this right. Okay, I'm going to take away the final ride. Just for craps and giggles. That's not going to help us. That's not going to help us. You know what? Never mind. We're going to stick with the final ride. But we almost hit 10. We almost hit 10 with just swiping. Is that our answer? Is swiping the key? All right, we're going to try this again. Swipe or no swiping? We had a beautiful cascade. Now we're back down to 6.7 or 6.9. But again, he kicked out. Okay, cool. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the board here. See if we can get some more. I want to see if maybe this was a right choice. Because we're increasing our damage. We are doing some things. Biting. Biting is always... Oh, and we can choose. That's fantastic. I love the choose. Love, love, love chooses. Okay, and that gave us some blast gems. What are we looking at here? We're looking at 63,000 on those. On our blast gems, we're looking at 70,000. Hit here. We had 70,000 on our blast. Let's remember that, 70,000. 105. Okay, so that does play dividends. 107 on our traps. Fantastic. Hit okay. Swipe or no swiping, hitting the blast. Fantastic. Hit that board, hit that board. Let's go. 8. I don't care. Either way, two-shotted. Either way, swipe or no swiping is how to do it. And that's what I'm going to stick with. So moving forward, unless by some, weird standpoint, green moves, green gems get buffed up for feud, I don't truly see me using Zombie Taker that much in feud. However, come Showdown, he is definitely, without a doubt, going to be the main aggro I go for when it comes to feuding and trying to get out a little bit faster. Because I truly believe without the buff increase on gems that they do for feuding, having all that negative effects on Showdown, I think he'll be a lot faster. Clearly, there's other better options in acros and speed when it comes to Showdown. Clearly, Warrior with Braid Plate and Veer's Plate is obviously number one on the Showdown list for acros. But Taker, I see being very beneficial. I mean, honestly, you have a 7 here. That's not great. So you can always switch out Screaming Clothesline with the Bite, because that's a 6. With his moment being involved, you're looking at... I don't think there's a purple one. The Lundra, that's +2, so +1, so that's +3. So 1 black gem break would give me this. Obviously, we would still keep these 2 on there with Steamboat for feeling froggy. Really, the only thing that gets switched out is Xavier as a trainer. That's what it comes down to. Same thing kind of goes for feuds. If I truly want to take him into a feud, I would throw Xavier or the Striker Xavier right here. He needs both Xaviers to be successful. Either way, Striker Xavier here, throw on Santa Hogan here. That gives me the clothesline off of, the Screaming Clothesline, tap dead center, first charge, goes to the Old School of the Dead. I still see him being kind of beneficial with the plate. I'm not upset, and I hope you aren't either. If you did take him 6-star silver and you have his plate on him, what main plate did you go for? I am really thinking about an MP plate, to be honest. The Blast Gem's nice. Bloom Bomber will probably stick on him for just a little while longer. Just enough for me to test a little bit, throw an MP plate on there. I am hoping beyond hope that they bring out another Trap Gem plate, but it's a primary plate, not a secondary. That benefits gem damage in general. If they can bring out a Trap Gem plate that, gives an extra 100%. Screw it, 100%. I don't even care. That would be nice. Adding 300% to the green does value, may increase it up to 10 to 12 million. Who knows? But still, Very, very good. I am not upset at all. So if you guys enjoyed the video, do as you always do. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about me. And I'm going to leave you the same way as I always leave you. Life can be fun if you allow it to be. We'll see you in the next video.